There's a couple things that I used, and I might grab one or two other things along the way, but I'll let you guys know what it is whenever I grab it. Basic essentials, magnetic pan, just to put the springs and some of the parts into. I got 3 punches. They're nothing really particular sized. They're just 3 basic punches. I got a 1/8 inch, 3/32, and a 1/16 punch. Just a flat common screwdriver, a small one, a scribe just to pull parts out, a chamber indicator. It came in handy putting a spring into the trigger group, a rubber band, that'll come in handy later. The string or the 550 cord goes along with the rubber band. A multi-tool or a pair of needle nose pliers. They're nice to have around just to pick up small stuff. Some safety glasses because we are dealing with some spring tension. The owner's guide I'll refer to every now and then, so you guys are on helmet cam or hat cam, so we're going to I'm going to try to keep the head movements down, but I'll probably be referring to this from time to time. And just a common screwdriver to take apart the stock and everything. I have the spring kit and this plastic bag. It was something I learned in one of the Beretta and Benelli Armorers classes that I've gone to, so this will come in handy a little bit later. Any pauses will probably be because either I had to edit something out that wasn't really particular, or I tried something 12 times over and couldn't. You can see this is the Wolf, W-O-L-F-F company, gun spring makers out of Newtown Square, PA. And just by the looks of it, this looks like our recoil spring here. This is our hammer spring right here, this medium-sized one. I got some other ones. I imagine one of these springs is for the mag release. Another one is for the safety and mag retention pins. I might not mess with those too much. I'll probably just leave those intact because they seemed okay when I took it apart before. The main things I want to change out is this recoil spring, this hammer spring, the spring for the trigger reset, and there's one other spring. Actually, the reset spring, I believe it was, is not included in this, and you'll see that, and I'll let you guys know what that one is. So let's go ahead and grab the carbine, and you can see I already cleared it, so I won't go into that. It's already charged. Taking it apart, it's just a little bit easier to charge it, so you have your hammer cocked inside of it, and it's back and down, so it's a little bit easier to take apart. So first thing we want to do is we're going to detach our sling in the front here. I do that because if you didn't know, the bayonet lug or the bayonet holder lug is connected to the sling swivel. So when you take this off, you're going to have your barrel, and part of your sling is going to be attached to that, and then you're going to have your stock, and the other part's going to be attached to that, and it's going to be kind of a nunchuck of craziness. So it's just easier to take it off now. This is a reproduction, and this is another thing I ordered off of Amazon. It seems pretty good. I didn't have this clip here before, so I had the nunchuck of chaos going on. First thing is just regular disassembly. So our barrel band, I'm going to loosen that up, and then I'm going to push down this little retention spring inside the stock. I usually just grab a punch, push it down, slide it off. You can see that whole bayonet lug comes up, and there's your sling swivel there. Top handguard comes off. Set that off to the side. The barreled action just pulls right out of the stock, just kind of sets back down in there. It just latches back in there. That's the nice thing about the carbine, is nothing really is too complicated on taking it apart. Looking at our barreled action, this is the main thing we're going to focus on right here for our replacement. First thing we'll do is we'll take our trigger group off. This is really easy. It's just kind of, I don't know if you've seen that, but this pin just kind of falls right on out. And then our trigger group is keyed in here, and it can come backwards or forwards, but you can see what I was saying about the hammer being in the cock position. It's just a little bit easier to pull out. If it was full forward position, it just kind of fumble around with a little bit and it'll still come out just fine. So there's our trigger group. Here is our barreled action. Here's our slide, our recoil slide. So first thing we're going to do is we'll take off our recoil spring and our guide. And there's the two main pieces to that. I'm going to put this pin in our magnetic tray here, and it's really not too bad with this pin because it's kind of the only pin that size. I'm going to take our slide back, and at the same time I'm pulling it back, I'm twisting it in a counterclockwise position and pushing down on it, because there's a couple disassembly notches there. And whenever you get to this spot here and to about this spot here, it just kind of flops out and open. So that's a part. It didn't look like there was a spring for the kit to replace the spring for our bolt hold open. And I'm not going to mess with the bolt. I don't have the disassembly tool. You can do it by hand, but I'm not going to fiddle with it because I have no problem with the ejection on this at all. So I'm just going to take this, put this out of the way. So we'll open up our kit here, and I don't believe it comes with a parts list. It just comes with a whole disclaimer saying they're not responsible for anything and everything that goes on with the spring kit. See, multi-tool came in handy already. Caution, please read. Warranty stuff, limited liability and warranty. So I've got no real parts list. Let me get my trusty pocket knife here into this bag. I'm going to try to keep these parts separate so I don't have 20 parts rolling around. I purchased the carbine a long time ago. It was probably a good 10, 12 years ago, and I never really asked about the maintenance or anything like that. It was just kind of like the second, third firearm I ever bought, so it was just something neat I wanted to have. So there's our new spring. Here's our old recoil spring. You can see we've got pretty much it's probably about a 1/2 inch difference between the two springs. So that's going to be good too. That's going to help us out with our action a little bit. I'm going to put this back in the bag so we don't get those two mixed up, even though we could easily tell them apart. So